If you've had multiple bad relationships, or you ask yourself, why are all men the same? Or why are all women the same? Why am I attracting the same partner? Everyone in the world is so shit. Guys, you need to consider that you are the problem. Maybe it is you, it's not them.
By the way, my planner has been released and I know you guys have already loved it and you should definitely check it out. The sale will end in a few days.
If you're attracting the same partner over and over again, you're having the same relationship over and over again, I don't feel sorry for you. There's a pattern that you're refusing to see. Now, it's not just a matter of being high value or low value. We're talking about trauma, baggage, your past relationships. If you want healing or learning from your mistakes after each relationship or each dating experience, obviously you're going to repeat the cycle and you're not going to break it. Some girl DM'd me. She DM'd me because I knew her boyfriend at the time, and she came to me with a bunch of concerns about him. And, you know, I helped her through it. We basically established that he's hella low value, not only that, but he's very sketchy and just not a good boyfriend. And it was so clear as day that she shouldn't be with him. She's like, oh my god, yeah, Simone, I know, I've been in like 7 bad relationships. I'm so stupid. I can't believe I fell for this again. When she told me this was her 7th relationship, she's only a couple years older than me, I seriously didn't feel bad for her. I didn't feel bad for her because I'm like, bro, you've had 7 opportunities to learn from your mistakes. Okay, sure, 2nd relationship, shit, 3rd. Okay, 3rd time. 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, what is wrong with you? So, she broke up with him. The other day, I decided to give them a little bit of a stalk, see what's going on. They're back together. Back together. The cycle is gonna repeat. You guys are inevitably going to break up. By the way, her boyfriend, he's over 30. That man is a developed man. Prefrontal cortex developed. He's not changing. This happens to so many people. I had a friend like this, a really good friend. She was my best friend. We ended our friendship like a couple of years ago because I really could not put up with her going through these shitty relationships, her dragging me into it, me picking up the pieces. And as I got older, I'm like, I really don't have time to put up with this nonsense. Is she still like this to this day? Yeah. Do her boyfriends get worse every year? Yeah. Does her trauma build up every year because she doesn't learn from her mistakes? Yeah. And you know what the problem is as well? People can't be alone. Guys, being alone is not scary. It is so fucking freeing and liberating. You don't need a partner all the time. And also, if you can't be alone and you're just craving this partner, you know what will happen? Number 1, you're going to attract the same desperate energy people because you're putting out desperate energy. You're going to attract narcissists who will sense your vulnerability, sense your desperation, and they will take advantage of you because they know that you want a partner so bad that you're going to put up with anything. So there's this guy I knew. On paper, high quality person, very wealthy, good family, good friends, whatever you want to deem as like traditionally high value person. All of his relationships, they would crumble within the first couple of months. The girls would run away from him. And the girls were running away from him because he was so desperate for love. He would like meet a girl and be like, oh my god, we're gonna get married. And then I would say to him, do you even know her? He's like, not really. I just really need like a woman in my life to settle down with. Meanwhile, bro is watching hella porn, following like 10,000 Instagram models, playing games with everyone. When you reek of desperate energy, you're going to scare people off. People can sense your desperation. People who are desperate for partners, they just can't be alone. And especially if you're in a relationship non-stop, you're really missing out on doing life alone. And you're also probably missing out on someone who's better suited for you because instead of spending time alone, getting to know yourself, learning to live alone, you have just latched on to any person that came through. There is nothing worse than getting into a relationship and being trapped and settling for someone that doesn't deserve you. Trust me, being alone is so much better. You're free. And beyond that, you're not doing a disservice to yourself. And I understand that everyone has some type of trauma. Some people have it worse than others. Maybe as a child, you were abused. Mentally, physically, sexually, whatever. Maybe you have narcissistic parents. Maybe you're fatherless. Maybe you're motherless. The list goes on. And I'm not here to say, you know, your traumas don't matter. At some point, you have to be like, this stops now. Why am I doing this to myself? It's probably because you hate yourself. Because if you had any self-respect, any self-love, you wouldn't allow yourself to be with these types of people, to get yourself into these positions to begin with. I had to work through so much, and my first relationship was not good, but from everything I learned in that, I vowed to myself that I would never ever make those mistakes again, and I haven't, because the guys since my first boyfriend have been great. Most of you say, oh my god, I'm such a high value person, I have such high standards. Is it true though? Is it true? Like, really, you have to take a good look at yourself and your friends. Are my friends high value? Because you are the sum of the 5 people you hang around most. I remember when I was 19, I was like, wow, my standards are so high. I'm such a high value person. And then knowing what I know now and looking back at who I was when I was so young, was I high value? No. And it made sense that I attracted that type of boyfriend at the time. So what I see is all these people online, oh my god, my standards are so high, no one can meet them. Meanwhile, you are like the most low value person ever. What you seek in a partner should be similar to what you are. The person you want to date, you have to kind of match that. And qualities for men and women are different. For example, you want a rich man, it doesn't mean you have to be a rich woman, but you have other things you offer. You're intelligent, you're loyal, whatever. Also, you can't just get away with being a low value person and then complaining about why aren't high value people attracted to me? It's because you're down here. Do you really think someone up here with their shit together, with values, with everything going for them, is going to lower their worth to go for someone down here? People settle for anything nowadays, and I think it's a lot worse for women. Even I fall victim to this sometimes, but the bar for men is really like in hell, right? A man can do something that's not so common, like, oh, maybe he opens the door for you. He's very like traditionally chivalrous, and we're like, oh my god, he's the one. This is like, I'm in love with him. He's so amazing. But really, this is things that he should probably be doing. Oh my god, I can't believe he's loyal to me. And I honestly can completely understand that, because in a world with bassa fish, sometimes it's hard to find a salmon. That was such a stupid analogy. If you guys don't know what that means, it means, you know, like the saying, there's so many fish in the sea. Bassa fish is like a really cheap, low quality fish, and then salmon is objectively better. So I'm saying, yeah, there's a lot of fish in the sea, but they're mainly bassa fish. Sometimes it's hard to find a salmon. Sometimes a bassa fish may be disguised as a salmon by doing these chivalrous acts, but underneath, they're just a bassa fish. I'm getting carried away. But no, like, I understand. So when we find someone that's doing these things, us women will be like, oh my god, like, he's so great. He should be doing this all along. I know there's gonna be comments going, sometimes high value people attract shitty people, and it's true. Especially if those shitty people are manipulative or narcissistic. But that's why you have to be knowledgeable enough, smart enough, and have learned from your previous mistakes to be able to identify red flags and walk away. And don't let your heart control your brain. You have to honestly be so scared of settling that the slightest red flag, you run. That's me. I'm so fucking terrified of settling that I run. Red flag, I run. I don't give you a chance. I'm out of there. I know there's so many people in the world, so I'm not gonna bother with one loser that could potentially one day, become a winner. And it's kind of unlikely that that L will become a W, so. Don't forget guys, my journal is coming out, the main channel, soon. Tschüss.